Atletico Madrid versus Real Madrid is always one of those fixtures that in recent times has become one of the more must-see ones in Spanish football, and that is of course thanks largely to the fact that Atletico became a rather competitive side under Diego Simeone. And this time around, going into the Madrid derby, there were a lot of eyes on how exactly things would fare, not just due to the fact that Atletico needed the points, but quite frankly, Real Madrid too would need the points because they were slipping away massively in the title fight against Barcelona. They ended up getting a draw, which is actually not good news, but it actually could have been so much more worse for Los Blancos. But due to a simple red card, which was rather controversial to say the least, they ended up having a fighting chance of making things 1-1 because Atletico, who saw Angel Correa get sent off, were actually the better side and had actually gone ahead despite being down to 10 men. So what exactly is the incident that caused so much controversy and who said what exactly about it? That's what we'll be going over in this particular video. So let's first take a look at the images, or rather the incidents that took place that ended up leading to the red card. It was in and around the 64th minute when there was an incident which was flagged by the referee, and then he went on checking it on VAR. Now, the incident was that Angel Correa had apparently elbowed Antonio Rudiger, who you can see at the bottom of your screen is lying down. So the referee hadn't spotted it, but having seen what happened thereafter, decided to consult with VAR, and then he ended up doing this. He sent off Angel Correa, straight red. There was no yellow card involved whatsoever because he deemed it violent conduct. Now, truth be told, incidents or replays of the incidents showed that the elbow contact which was even made was very minor, and it didn't actually involve any sort of malice. It was just sort of in the midst of play that it kind of happened. But unfortunately, Rudiger's play acting, and we can call it that because quite frankly, if you've seen the replay, you'd know that there really was nothing in it, ended up getting Atletico Madrid down to 10 men. Then what happened was that despite that, Atletico did in fact end up taking the lead thanks to Jose Jimenez, but Real Madrid pulled things back with 5 minutes to go. And again, the point was not ideal, but it did understandably leave Atletico fuming because this is exactly what they said on their Twitter once the red card was given. They said, "Nada nuevo en el Bernabeu," which translated goes to nothing new at the Bernabeu. Again, it's a pretty clear inference at the fact that unfortunately Real Madrid tend to get a lot of favoritism in this particular fixture. This is nothing new, but to make things worse, they also posted another tweet, and this was, if you can see it, it's a rather graphic image of which they took a picture of Angel Correa's leg, and they captioned it saying that this is what our aggressor's leg looks like, with another caption saying nothing new at the Bernabeu. Now, their insinuation is that he was the one who was in fact roughed up. So how could he possibly be the one who did in fact commit such a bad foul that actually left Rudiger gasping for air? It's a valid point, but what unfortunately gets missed out here is that, well, this referee, whose name I will actually end up going over, but this referee does have a rather unfortunate history when it comes to fixtures against Atletico Madrid. In the past too, one time he sent off Joao Felix for calling him mad. Another time he sent off Diego Costa that ended up costing Costa an 8-game ban. So there's plenty of history there, and naturally Diego Simeone, the Atletico Madrid manager, had something to say about the incident, and we've broken it down into two parts. First off, he said that the referee was close to the incident and understood that there was a movement, but VAR could have seen that there wasn't the violence to send a player off. Now that does correspond with what I had said earlier, is that there simply wasn't enough there to justify sending off Correa, because again, if you look at replays of the incident, you realize that the contact was very, very minimal, and Rudiger quite clearly made the absolute most of it. Simeone would go on to add this, and there's some sarcasm involved here. He said that I still think that Gil Manzano, that's the name of the referee, is a great referee without any doubt. I think he needs more help. He needs to be able to see that the contact isn't enough for a guy who's 194 centimeters tall to fall over. Now again, as I said, plenty of sarcasm, especially in those last 2 to 3 lines there, because if you go back and you check out the reaction of Simeone when Correa was sent off, he made a gesture that went like this, which basically implied that, look, Correa is not tall enough to be elbowing a player who's the height of Rudiger. which does make a valid point, but there was a bit of contact with the elbow, but again, nothing which was unfortunately enough to justify the kind of reaction that we saw. And Simeone, well, he made his feelings clear on the matter, and him calling Gil Manzano a great referee is in itself very ironic, considering that before the game he had been very critical of the referee, saying that he doesn't have a great record of refereeing matches against Atletico Madrid, which, well, truth be told, does have some basis in truth. But having gone through all of this, the entire thing that we can say is that Real Madrid were very, very lucky to actually have gotten away with a point. But that 1 point itself will, in a way, still cost them, because prior to this match, they did have an 8-point gap against Barcelona. Getting that 1 point means it's down to 7, but Barcelona will be playing later on this weekend. In fact, it's today on Sunday when they'll be playing, and unfortunately, Barcelona are not up against a top side. So if Barcelona do end up getting their win, the points lead will in fact be extended to 10 points rather than 8 points. So despite the fact that Atletico Madrid were down to 10 men, Real Madrid were not able to capitalize yet. That'll matter little to Atletico, who can justifiably point out that they were the better side even after that red card, because they took the lead. So to answer the question, yes, it does seem like it was very unfortunate that Atletico Madrid were denied what seemed like a certain win by a rather unfortunate red card. On the other side, though, this is in fact going to add plenty more fire to future iterations of the Madrid derby, which of course only benefits us as football fans, because who doesn't love a fiery derby to watch? Thank you all so much for joining us on this particular video. Again, if you enjoy our work over here at Sports Today, please don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell icon, leave us a comment. How unfair do you think that red card was, or was it justified? Also, don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. And last but not least, download the AajTak app where you'll get all of the best news, not just from the world of football, but the world of sport too. Thank you all once again for joining us. If you're already on the channel, please don't forget to check out some other videos we may have done. For now though, from my side, goodbye.